Hi everyone, welcome to EatMee recipes. Today I'll be showing you how to make these Eet Sum More Copycat Biscuits. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius and add 250 grams of room temperature butter or margarine to a mixing bowl. Thereafter, you want to add in 1 cup of confectionery or icing sugar. Cream together using a wooden spoon or an electric mixer. Once the mixture is smooth, add in half cup of vegetable oil and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Give the mixture a stir. You should end up with a clumpy mixture. Next, you want to add in 3 cups of all-purpose or cake flour, half cup of corn flour or maizena, and 2 tablespoons of milk powder. This can be omitted, but I highly recommend adding it in, as it gives the biscuits a rich flavor and resembles the Eet Sum More biscuits much more. Now you just want to roughly mix everything together with the wooden spoon. It should take some time to combine, but trust the process. The dough should look something like this. Now it's time to ditch the spoon and go in with your hands. Combine together until it forms a biscuit dough. Once combined, it should look like this. There's 2 ways to shape this dough. The first way is without using a cutter. Roughly shape the dough and place it onto a surface. Next, you want to shape the dough into a square, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Use a knife and cut the dough into 3 logs. Next, you want to place each log into individual sheets of cling wrap. Tightly wrap the log. You can shape the log into a square-like shape as you are wrapping it. Once done, you can do the same for the other 2 logs. Pop the logs into the freezer for 30 minutes. This will allow them to firm up. Using a finger width space, you want to cut the log to form square shapes. And now you have these little squares which are ready to be baked. This is the second way of shaping them by using a cutter. My cutter is 6 centimeters, but feel free to use a smaller cutter to resemble the Eet Sum More biscuits. Flour the surface and divide the dough in half. This just makes it easier to roll out and work with. Place 1 half of the dough onto the counter and slightly flatten with your hands. Next, you want to flour a rolling pin. And go ahead and roll out the dough, making sure that the height is about 1 centimeter thick. Now you want to use your cutter and cut out your shapes. Use a knife to carefully lift up the shapes. Once done, you can place it onto a baking tray. Bake for 10 to 15 minutes in the preheated oven. Allow the biscuits to cool for a bit on the baking tray before removing them onto a cooling rack. They will be a bit fragile, so you want them to cool completely. Once cooled, these Eet Sum More Copycat Biscuits can be served. They are so delicious and can be stored in an airtight container for up to a month. Enjoy, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more recipes.